Why is the sky blue, and why does it suddenly turn red and orange during sunset? It's not because of clouds, pollution, or magic. It's because of how sunlight scatters in Earth's atmosphere. In the next few minutes, you'll understand the science behind sky color, Rayleigh scattering, and how the visible light spectrum creates one of nature's most beautiful illusions. If you've ever wondered why the sky is blue, or asked where sunset colors come from, you're asking one of the most classic questions in physics. In this video, we'll explain why the sky is blue for kids and adults alike, using simple examples to show how light, color, and the atmosphere work together. We'll break down the light spectrum, explain Rayleigh scattering in an easy way, and show why the sky isn't purple, and why sunsets glow red and orange instead. This is Everyday Simple Science with Ray, where we make science simple, clear, and fun.
Have you ever just looked up at the sky and thought, really thought, why is it blue? It's probably one of the first big questions we all ask. Well, today, we're going to get the real answer. You know, it's something we see almost every single day, but the science behind it is just fascinating. People have been wondering about this for centuries, and it all comes down to this incredible dance between light from our sun and the air all around us. And then, just when you think you've got it figured out, there's the big twist. Why does that same sky, that brilliant blue sky, suddenly burst into these incredible reds and oranges when the sun goes down? How can it be both? To solve this amazing, colorful mystery, we need to gather a few clues. And the main character in this whole story, the absolute key to understanding everything, is sunlight.
Okay, so let's dive into our first big clue. What is sunlight really? It looks pretty simple, right? But it's hiding a huge secret.
To us, the light coming from the sun just looks, white or maybe a little bit yellow. But if you've ever shined a light through a crystal prism and seen it split into a rainbow, well, it's the exact same idea. That white light is actually a mix of all the colors blended together.
That whole band of colors is what we call the visible spectrum. And the most important thing to know is that each color travels in waves, and the key difference between them is the size of that wave or its wavelength. Think of it like waves in the ocean. Some are really long and stretched out, and others are super short and choppy. So let's zoom in on the two main players in our story, red light and blue light. Red light travels in these long, kind of lazy waves. They have less energy. Blue light is the complete opposite. It's made of these short, energetic, really choppy waves. And that difference right there, that's the secret to everything. All right, so clue number one is in the bag. Light comes in different colors with different wave sizes. Now let's look at our second clue, the air itself. So when sunlight finally gets to Earth, it's not traveling through empty space anymore. It has to make its way through this, invisible sea of tiny, tiny particles, mostly molecules of nitrogen and oxygen. And that's where its journey gets interrupted. And this interruption is a process called scattering. The best way to picture it is to think of sunlight as a super fast pinball. As it zips through the atmosphere, it starts bouncing off all those little gas molecules. So instead of just going in a straight line, it gets shot off in every direction. This, right here, is the mechanism that paints our sky. So as that sunlight comes in, all its different colors start interacting with the air. And this is the important part, they don't all react the same way. For some reason, the blue part of the light gets bounced around way more easily than all the other colors. And that brings us right to the heart of the mystery. What's so special about blue? Why does it get scattered so much more than red or yellow or green? Okay, the absolute best way to get this is the swing set analogy. Think of those little air molecules as a kid on a swing. Now, red light, with its long, slow waves, is like trying to push that swing way too slowly. It's out of sync, you're not really going to get it moving, right? But blue light, with its short, choppy waves, has a frequency that is perfectly tuned to those molecules. It's like pushing the swing at the exact right rhythm. You transfer all your energy perfectly, and the swing goes super high. So the science behind this has a name, of course. It's called Rayleigh scattering. And all it really means is that the tiny gas molecules in our air are just the right size and have just the right properties to grab onto that short wavelength blue light and fling it all over the place, while the longer red light waves tend to just pass on by.
Okay, we have our clues. We know light has different wavelengths, and we know our air is really good at scattering the short ones. So let's solve case number one, the blue daytime sky.
So picture this. It's the middle of the day. The sun is high up, almost directly overhead. This means its light is taking a pretty short, direct path through the atmosphere to get down to us. As that sunlight travels down, the blue part of it hits those air molecules and gets scattered everywhere, up, down, sideways, you name it. So no matter which part of the sky you look at, there's a bunch of that scattered blue light being beamed directly into your eyes. And that's why the entire dome above us just looks blue.
But hold on a second. If shorter waves scatter better, and we know that violet light has an even shorter wavelength than blue, then why isn't the sky violet? Based on the physics, it really should be.
Well, here's the wild part. The sky is violet. It's just that our eyes can't really see it properly. It turns out our eyes are just way more sensitive to blue light, so when our brain gets that mix of scattered blue and scattered violet, it just sees blue. It's a fun little quirk of human biology.
All right, case number 1 is closed. Now for our second mystery. What's the secret behind that fiery red sunset?
So at sunset or sunrise, the whole game changes. The sun is way down on the horizon, and that means its light has to travel through a much thicker slice of the atmosphere to get to where you're standing. It's basically taking the long way around Earth to reach you. And on that extra long trip, the air molecules get so many more chances to do what they do best: scatter away the blue light. The blue light that's bounced around so many times that pretty much all of it is filtered out and redirected away from your line of sight long before it ever gets to you.
So, what's left? What actually survives that marathon journey through the air? Only the really resilient, long wavelength colors, the reds, the oranges, and the yellows. They can punch straight through most of that atmosphere without getting scattered much at all. And those are the colors that finally arrive at our eyes, creating that spectacular sunset.
So let's just put this all together one last time. It's really just one beautiful story about light taking a journey.
So you see, the color of the sky isn't just one thing. It's this incredible, dynamic light show that's happening all day, every day. It's an illusion created by sunlight hitting the air that we breathe.
It really is that simple. The exact same process that makes our sky blue during the day is what sets it on fire at sunset. The only thing that changes is how much air the light has to travel through to get to our eyes. So, the next time you look up, just remember, you're not just seeing a color, you're actually watching a massive, planet-sized physics experiment play out in real time. You're seeing the result of this amazing dance between light from a star 93 million miles away and the very air that keeps us all alive. How cool is that?
So now you know why the sky looks blue during the day, and why sunsets turn red and orange. It all comes down to how sunlight scatters, how far light travels through the atmosphere, and how our eyes see color. If you enjoyed this explanation, don't forget to subscribe to Everyday Simple Science with Ray, like the video, and share it with someone who loves learning how the world works. And if you're curious about how the body heals itself, your next video should be, Why do scars never grow hair? Click to watch and keep exploring simple science with us.